Consecration is the newest film from director Christopher Smith, who I have talked about quite a bit over the years, saying that I think he's one of the more appreciated directors. I find a lot of his work to be great. And his film Triangle is probably his most known, but you've also got Creep, which was his first film, if I remember correctly. You also have Severance, which is a horror comedy that's really fun. And then you have Black Death with Sean Bean, which is set during the Black Plague. Great stuff, man. He makes really cool films. Now, Kayla and I did watch a movie of his more recently called The Banishing, which we didn't care for much, but the direction was still solid. I just didn't like the writing in it much, but he's always a good director. And this time around, we have Jenna Malone starring as a woman who is told that her brother, who is part of a, what would we call this?
I mean, he's like at a
cult.
convent. He's
Yeah,
at a
cult.
convent,
It's a convent, yeah.
but he's a priest.
Yeah. So we find out that he has died, and she, goes to identify the body and talk with the nuns that are there because she is told that he's been. I think she thinks he's been murdered, or do they say he's been murdered? I know the cops are kind of looking into it, but she's like convinced he's been murdered.
Well, they tell her that it was suicide, and
right.
She's like, "There's no way that it was suicide." So yeah, she does think that he was murdered,
right? Okay,
or pushed to that.
Yeah, you're right. But the cops are looking into it. There's a detective that's on the case as well, just to also follow up with everything. Anyways, when she gets there, we start to learn more about her backstory, her connection to her brother and her family in the past, and something that's been following her whole life.
Yes.
We'll just say that. And she is a non-believer big time, but her beliefs are about to be put into question.
Yeah.
For sure. Overall, I think this is another big win for Christopher Smith. This only has like a 5.2 on IMDb. I'm not honestly sure why the rating for this, is so low, because I thought this was great. I was super into this. For religious horror, I think this is definitely one of the better ones that we've gotten in a while. So I don't know what's up everybody's asses with this one, but the only thing I would say I wouldn't say it's negative, but I do think that this is a film that would benefit from a couple watches.
I agree.
For sure, because I am still very confused about some things, and maybe a second or third watch would clear those things up or give me clearer context on making my own like hypotheses or whatnot. But overall, I had a great time with it. I think all of it works really well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought it was a really great film. I think it has some great atmosphere. I really enjoy Jenna Malone in this. I think she's a great actress, and I really enjoy the ending. I think the ending's super cool.
Yeah.
It's a great concept, and as you said, it kind of just lends itself to multiple viewings of the movie, which would, obviously to clear things up and just to kind of get new perspectives on situations in the film. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I really liked it.
There's some great visual imagery in this as well. Chris really knows how to frame shots, and he uses some really cool techniques in here that you at first think like, oh, that's a cool technique. He uses one with a mirror.
Yes.
And at first glance, it seems like, oh, that was just a neat camera trick to show off your artistic prowess and whatnot. But when the movie comes to the end, you see that has some purpose to it.
Yeah.
Which I really liked.
Me too.
So, yeah, and as far as the acting goes, all around great stuff. This is an eerie movie for sure. There's some like you know, some characters in this that I don't know how off-putting they're supposed to come off, but they do.
Basically, like, nuns are freaking creepy.
Which is a good thing, right? Because this is supposed to have an unsettling nature to it in general, and you're not really supposed to know who to trust.
Yeah.
And there is this kind of sense of, like, distrust in everybody. And I like that because we as the viewer, we don't really know who to trust either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I probably would most liken it to The Devil's Doorway, although that was found footage.
Yeah, but a similar feel.
It had a similar feel.
I agree.
Yeah. So if you're into religious horror and you like Christopher Smith's films, it's definitely a big recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I would definitely like to know what you guys think of the ending for those, but make sure you put spoilers before you start talking about it. I'm not sure what I feel on it yet. I would need a second viewing. I don't know when that second viewing would happen, but I would definitely watch it again. I really enjoyed it, and I think that this is on par with the majority of his work. So I'm not sure on why this is getting bad ratings.
Yeah. I'm not sure either.
I can say it does share some mild similarities to Triangle in the end, but I can't imagine. Most people wouldn't even know he directed another thing. Like, most people don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. Like, who's the director? Like, 90% of people don't even know. I don't even know if they know what directors are. Because I'm serious, man. I talk to people and I'm like, oh, they directed this, and they're like, oh, I don't know anything about directors. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, that's wild.
Right?
That's really wild.
It's really weird for people who love film.
Imagine being a director and someone's just like, I don't know what you are. I don't know what you do.
Yeah, unless it's like Steven Spielberg or Quentin Tarantino or something.
Scorsese movie.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't fucking know. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Just make a good movie. So yeah, that's that. I definitely recommend it. It is available for rent right now. I think it's like $6 or something. Totally worth it in my opinion. Support indie horror. Support Christopher Smith. He puts out rad shit. The Banishing is the only thing that I've seen of his that I didn't like. I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's a great director, and it shows here. So let us know.
Let us know.
Bye.
Bye.